What's going on, Darksiders fans? StrangeLuv here, and in today's episode I'm showing you the Bheithir boss fight. And for those of you who don't know, Bheithir is one of the creatures that Thane asks you to kill as a part of his side quests once you complete the Maker Warrior challenge. And Bheithir is basically like a big flaming bat that resides in the basement of the Nook. And if you've already been to the Nook area, you probably saw a creature flying around down there by the lava falls and wondered, am I gonna have to fight this thing? Well, yes, if you want to do the side quest, you're gonna have to fight Bheithir. But the only way to get to Bheithir is with the Death Grip, and at the time when you go through the Nook, you don't have the Death Grip yet, when you're about to complete the Lost Temple. So you have to remember to go back and fight Bheithir on your own. So in order to find Bheithir, you just have to go back through the Nook, and instead of going to the left, you're going to go through the right door, down the staircase, and make a sharp right U-turn down a curved hallway, where you're going to have to wall run down the hall, and you'll get to the basement area. Just follow your map and it should be pretty easy to find. You'll have to use your Death Grip to swing to the platform that Bheithir is hovering around, and once you land on the platform, Bheithir will begin the boss fight. Now, it actually took me a couple tries to beat Bheithir because I went down there to fight her at a pretty low level. I think I was around level 12. I didn't have really strong weapons and my health wasn't as high as it could have been. Plus, I'm playing on Apocalyptic, so I think that might have had something to do with it. But from what I understand now, they recommend that you fight Bheithir when you're around level 15 or higher. So that explains why I was having a little bit of trouble, but I went and ranked up and then I came back to fight her and I finally beat her. So anyway, when you first fight Bheithir, you'll probably notice that she looked a lot like Tiamat from the first Darksiders, and that's because they modeled her off of that original character. But with Bheithir, there really isn't a straightforward way of going about fighting her. You just have to get a lot of hits in on her. But what Bheithir will do is she'll jump up in the air and slam down, and the shockwave will hurt you quite a bit. And then she'll also spit out a whole layer of fire on the platform that you're on, so you just have to sort of backflip your way out of that and try to avoid it, because if you walk into it, obviously you're going to catch on fire, and that's going to do more damage to you. So knowing that Bheithir was a fire-heavy creature, I made sure when I went back to fight her that I had a talisman that was actually really high in resistance, because resistance helps prevent against a lot of arcane damage. But beyond that, my main strategy for fighting Bheithir was to use the teleport slash and my pistol. I used redemption a lot because your pistol will help you regenerate wrath really quickly, and the teleport slash also gives me back a little bit of life, which helps when I get burned or sliced. Bheithir actually has really fast talons, so she'll slice at you really quickly if you get close to her. But I noticed that whenever I did get close to her, I couldn't back away or evade really quickly because I would get stuck in a combo. She would light me on fire, so I just used the teleport slash and it sort of warps me behind her. But if you do that, you have to make sure to watch out for her tail, because Bheithir has a really strong tail that's whipping around back there. So as soon as you use the teleport slash, make sure to lock on and just start slicing away at the tail, get some damage in, and then she'll probably fly in the air, in which case you'll have to evade out of the way. But I really think that Redemption, my pistol, was my best friend in this because it helped me get in a lot of long distance damage, plus it helped me rank up my wrath so that I could do the teleport slash all over again. But I would recommend that if you're going in at a lower level that you have plenty of health potions available, because I definitely like to use that. I actually didn't have my Reaper form available because I had already used it previously in a dungeon that I was in, so I didn't have that at my disposal, but if you happen to fight Bheithir, that will probably help you a lot. But I've also noticed that the Reaper form doesn't really do as much damage as the Chaos form used to do in the first Darksiders. Plus, the Reaper form doesn't make death completely invincible like the Chaos form did for war, so you have to be a lot more careful when you're using it, and I just don't really use the Reaper form that much, so I just depend on having a lot of health potions available, and that seems to work for a lot of the boss fights that I'm in. So anyway, when you get to the end of the boss fight, you'll do a skull-splitting finishing move that is pretty awesome. And then finally you'll be given a pair of scythes called the Bheithir Talons, which have apparently been sitting inside of Bheithir and have absorbed her powers somehow. And of course, depending on what level you are going into this boss fight, you might have some scythes that are a little bit better, and even though the number for the range of the damage of the weapon is from like 60 to 80, they actually do a lot more damage than that because they have an attribute called Bheithir's Fire, so it adds a lot of arcane damage, plus there's a high critical damage on the weapon, so they're pretty decent, and if anything, you could always sell the weapon or trade it to your friend. Make sure that once you're done that you head out of the area and fast travel back to Tristone to complete Thane's side quest. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you want to stay up to date on all of my Darksiders 2 videos, please make sure to subscribe. As always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, this is StrangeLuv signing out.